Hey guys, it's Wanda and I'm out in the greenhouse, and today we're going to talk a little bit about empty shelves. What are you going to eat? So I wanted to show you a few things that maybe some of you haven't thought about that you can eat, because today we're just going to kind of forage in my stuff and see what I have, and maybe it'll trigger something in your mind to what you could eat if there was nothing on the shelves. So my greenhouse is kind of empty for the most part. It is not that much stuff in here, y'all see. Got a few things, but we're going to start over on this side. Now, I have things in the GreenStalk. You can eat these flowers and things like that, some of these, but you have to check before you start eating them on which ones, which is why I say have a book and check out. But you can add flowers to your salads and stuff. Some of the greens can be eaten, but today we're going to deal mainly with other things that I have. These potatoes are not big enough to eat yet. They're just starting to come out and do their thing, so there's no potatoes there. Okra. I saw, if I'm hungry and I come out, I've got okra. Somewhere way up yonder. There's some, and over here. So you can, even if it's 2 or 3, you can take that okra, you can add it to something. There's a way to use okra in foods, or you can make a tea out of it, drink it, you get the benefits. Just know okra is really, really good for you. So don't discredit you only have 1, 2, or 3. Find a way to make it. You can boil it down, drink it as a soup or whatever. Okra's fantastic. So 2 or 3 is better than nothing. You won't starve. I have these peppercorn plants. Now, I know not everybody has them, but the leaves can be used. These little thingies here can be used, even though they're not formed into black peppers. You can use these at this stage still to add to and get some nutrient out of it. So don't ever discredit your green leaves of anything that you have. I'm going to show you a few more. Now I have a few peas, so today I could eat peas. I can pick these, I can have peas to eat. But these leaves, you can cut them up and use them like greens and eat them. They're just as good. You like stir fry? These stems can be eaten as stir fry. So don't ever think that your pea vines can be thrown away. You can eat this. This is edible. So you won't starve. Just keep that in mind. Pea vines are edible. I have onions. All kinds of onions. We've got this started. I've got things started in other places, and I have all this. We have onions everywhere. If you have onions, you can make onion soup, because all you need is water and onions. It might not be the thick, soupy something you want, but it's edible. You can do it. Garlic is another one. We have some garlic going in the garden and in Danny's greenhouse. Garlic and onions are 2 things that every homestead should have on their homestead. If you don't, I don't know, I feel sorry for you. You gotta have garlic and onions and you can eat. You see these beauties here? Mums. I have all kinds of mums. Did you know you can eat these? These things are edible. They say according to the color is the flavor. They can taste anything from peppery to almost like asparagus or broccoli. They got this one smells kind of faint, like almost a sweet smell, but you can eat these. So did you know you could eat mums? And then I have onion chives. Like I said, all kinds of onions that you can eat. In Danny's greenhouse, we have asparagus coming up. Now these ferny things, you can throw that in a salad. That can be eaten. Even though I don't have asparagus right now, they're turning into ferns. You can whack that off for food. The tender parts, now it gets woody down here, but you can break these tender parts off and eat. You won't starve. We have garlic coming up. You can take a leaf off at a time and not kill your plant. You can come down here and chop 1 leaf off and put it in your food. Not a bad idea. Now I have lettuce. So today I'm going to have some lettuce in here. This red lettuce is doing awesome. And see, we have some garlic all through here. For citrus, my key lime is doing great. I've got a few inside and a few turning. So we're going to have key lime. You can make it, you can slice it, squeeze it in your water, just eat it as it is. If you've got all the ingredients, you can make a key lime pie. But if you're in crunch mode, simply squeeze, eat. Not a big deal. It is winter time here. Well, not yet winter. Late fall, November. It's fixing to be November 1st. Look at this. Our collard plants are doing beautiful in here in this greenhouse. So we've had a cool snap. It's been cool 2 or 3 days. And once it turns cool, you can start harvesting these leaves. So today, there's plenty of big leaves here. I'm going to do collards. If you've never grown collards, turnip greens, mustard, kale, you need to start growing in the wintertime. Find some way to grow them in containers. They do great in containers and things. So grow some collards. At least you'll have something to eat. Now I have a Malabar spinach that it just grows crazy and it puts out babies and it keeps going and stuff. And you can see here, you can take these leaves and use them as wraps. If you have something you want, eggs, or make an egg wrap, egg and cheese. You got some meat. You can put them in salads, whatever. But Malabar spinach is good. Even the stems here on the little parts can be used. So don't ever discredit anything like your Malabar spinach. You can eat it. Now we have sweet potatoes growing here, and we have some worms and bugs that's gotten in here and done damage to a lot of the sweet potato vines, the leaves. But you can eat the sweet potato stems. They're great in stir fry. All these leaves like this are great. You can cut them up, use them as greens. So don't ever think you can starve if you've got some sweet potatoes growing. And see, we're growing them in containers, guys. We hadn't gotten to harvest date yet. Probably in a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we should be at harvest date. But if I was hungry today, I could come in here and take these and go eat. Now we're growing potatoes in here this year, and this is some of these are the blue potatoes. Some of them are I don't forget what other potatoes he put in here, maybe red, but most of them are blue. When you get them up pretty big like this, sometimes there's little potatoes under there. So if you took one plant at a time and dug to see if there was some potatoes, you might have a few little potatoes. You could eat the potatoes. Now the vines and the leaves of the potatoes are not edible. I would not recommend eating them. But if you had small potatoes, you can always steal potatoes that big and eat. It just means your harvest won't be bigger later on. But if you've got a whole bunch of them and you're hungry, you can kind of take a potato or two when you need to. Peppers. We have peppers everywhere. So if you have peppers and you can keep them growing down there, look at that. All over the place. You can add peppers in, eat them fresh. Something you can snack on there. And again with the Malabar. Now this one's getting a little cold and turning colors, but look how big some of those leaves are up there. That leaf's done folded over. But before it got cold, that would make a huge sandwich wrap. And we have kumquats. You see, some of them are starting to turn in there. And we're going to be taking them off. You wait till they turn kind of orangey colored. Lots of times they'll start falling off. So I have to watch in the tub here. We're growing them in containers. So you guys that say you don't have any space, we're growing these in containers. So once these turn, you'll have kumquats. And you don't take them all off and eat them all at once. 1 or 2 a day would be fine, and that stretches you for a while, gives you your vitamin C. We have strawberries everywhere. Now this is not the season to have fresh strawberries, but hey, you can make strawberry tea out of the leaves and stems. You can eat them, chew them up, add them to a salad. Why not use your strawberries? Even though you don't have strawberries, look how pretty. These have done amazing here in this greenhouse this year. These are garlic chives. These don't taste as strong as a garlic clove, and even kids like these because they're easy on the mouth. They're kind of a sweet garlic. You can add these to your drinks. You can add them to your foods. You can eat them in your salads. You can make a soup. Onions and garlic. What'd I tell you? And you can see we have an abundant supply around this tree. We're not going to go without garlic. And this time of the year, I have turmeric and ginger. You can dig down and find little pieces of turmeric or ginger, turmeric, whichever way you say it, and ginger. And I have some in 2 or 3 different places. You can take a piece of it if you need it for stomach purposes or for health issues and make teas and things like that. So having the turmeric and the ginger on your homestead is another big plus. I've even got a cucumber, guys. Look at that. It's not big enough yet, but if I was starving today, that little boogie would be mine. It's according to how hungry you are and how long you can wait. But I'm going to leave him up there for a little while, another 2-3 days, and that will be my second cucumber in October. I almost forgot eggs. I went and picked up my eggs this morning, and look, Danny and I will eat for a couple of days on that. If you have chickens and eggs, you can eat an egg a day, 2 eggs a day, whatever it allows you. At least you're getting some food. And you can always harvest the chicken if they're not laying or something and you just absolutely had to have it. But eggs, chickens, rabbits, wild animals, whatever, at least there's something somewhere you can forage. And guys, I have a pond. I can go out there and fish and catch something. It may take me a while, but Danny and I can fish, and we can eat a fish every day if we wanted. That is something that you really, if you have something close that you can fish in, always, always remember, fish is a healthy, healthy source of food. I also have an herb garden here. All kinds of herbs. If you're not growing herbs, please start growing. Some of these flowers, like the pineapple sage, they're red right now. Beautiful, taste great, add to your salads. I've got oregano and rosemary so you can season things. We've just got a variety in here of things that can be eaten. Even the shrimp plants, hey, the shrimp flowers are good. Look it up. You can make teas. Anything, even drinking teas is a way to get through if you do not have food to eat. Think teas, look outside, find what you can make a tea of. And always, blueberry and things like that, raspberry, the leaves of these plants can make teas. Red clover, make a tea. So there's many, many things that you can find outside that would also make teas if you don't even have anything to eat. So guys, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of my walk around the greenhouses and stuff. You don't have to have greenhouses. You can do this in containers. You can do it in your raised beds. You can do it in your yard. And if it's wintertime, you can make some type of shelter over them, some type of plastic hoop houses or anything like that to kind of help preserve them. You can grow some of this stuff inside. You can take some pots in your patio, in your extra room. Some people do it in their living room and kitchen. I mean, if you're hungry, you're going to learn how to grow something somewhere. I promise you. So instead of looking at the empty shelves and going, what am I going to do? Go outside and look. Get you books. There's all kinds of weeds. I didn't even touch the weeds. Now, we got weeds galore. Weeds everywhere on this place, and most all of them are edible. There's some that aren't, so make sure you know which is which. Some of your fruit trees, some of your nut trees. Look, we've got acorns galore. If I wanted to make acorn flour, I can go outside and collect all the acorns I want and make acorn flour. There's all kinds of possibilities, guys. Don't get stuck in there's nothing on the grocery shelf. Get out and look. Find you something. And empty shelves, what are you going to eat today? Make it a fun game for you and learn now before it gets to be a, oh my God, we have nothing, what are we going to eat? Don't panic. Learn now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of my foraging for today, trying to give you a few tips that I've been thinking about over the last few years, trying to prep myself, because I've been doing this for years, trying to say, if I didn't have anything to eat today, what would I eat? And I walk out and look around, and I showed you a few of those things today. So get out, find what you can eat, and learn. We'll talk to you later. Thank you, guys.